Hey, hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk to you about, do you ever sabotage your success? At one time or another, we've all had experience with self-destructing, right? I mean, it's a strange feeling to know that you ruined the very thing you were trying so hard to accomplish. In fact, strange might not be the right word for it. It can be pretty devastating when you realize that, right? That you're the one that ruined it, right? But most self-sabotage is the result of discomfort. It can be the discomfort of failing or succeeding or having to perform tasks that are uncomfortable for you. And so you might have heard the saying, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? I mean, we hear that all the time. In fact, I tell myself that all the time, right? But unfortunately, most of us are well practiced in the art of avoiding discomfort, right? This is the most common way that we sabotage our success. Are you sabotaging your success? Let's look at some points, right? The first one, distractions. The tasks that need to be done in order to be successful are typically less appealing than watching TV or surfing the internet, going down the Facebook hole, right? Or spending time with friends. We're experts at distracting ourselves, and the urge to seek out distractions increases with the unpleasantness of the task. So the more we don't want to do it, the more we distract ourselves with something else. So the solution is to allow yourself to have distractions, but control when and how long you engage in them. So for instance, you might say, okay, I'll give myself 30 minutes of distraction time after I get 3 hours worth of work done. Or you might limit distractions to the evening after your work is done for the day. Those are just ideas, right? The next one, procrastination. Distractions are one way of procrastinating, but there's lots of other ways that you can procrastinate. The general theme is that you're doing something other than what you should be doing. So the solution to that is be clear on what needs to be done and why. Focus on just getting started, which is often the most challenging part of working. Once you're started, usually it's much easier. It's just that first getting started, right? Use a timer and see how much you can accomplish in 30 minutes or an hour. The next one, indecisiveness. Indecisiveness is a success killer. When you can't make up your mind, progress comes to a screeching halt. If you wait until you have all the wisdom, all the knowledge, and all the information necessary to make the perfect choice, you're going to be waiting a long time. You have to pull the trigger. You have to just do it and move forward. So the solution to that one is be clear on what needs to be done to accomplish your objective. Give yourself a time limit. So you might give yourself 10 minutes or a day to make a decision. Say, okay, I'm going to make a decision by this time, right? Then just decide and then do your best. The next one, negative thoughts. Sometimes for many people, the closer they get to success, the more negative thoughts they experience. So the solution to that one is pay attention to that mind chatter. We talk about that all the time, right? Our brain never shuts off. That mind chatter that just goes on all day in our head. Take control of your mind and think thoughts that are useful to you. Cheer yourself on rather than criticizing your actions. Ignore the random noise of your mind. I mean, you don't have to engage with your random thoughts. You can choose to ignore them. Or better yet, if you have that constant negative mind chatter, pay attention to it, right? Start to notice it and then say, stop. You could say it in your mind, you could just say stop and then change your thoughts. Choose a better thought. Your default random thoughts are a habit. And like any other habits, your default way of thinking can be changed. It's an ongoing process, true, but the more you do this, the more positive your random thoughts will be. And the more positive your random thoughts are, the more likely you're going to be successful and you're not going to sabotage yourself, right? The next one, Locus, if you focus on low priority tasks. So we like to work on our projects, but we avoid the most important tasks. The most important tasks are often the least enjoyable, so we avoid them. That's the going out, prospecting for new business, following up, doing those kinds of things. Those are the important tasks. And so but what happens is because they're not enjoyable or they're scary to us, we avoid them. And then we go after the less important tasks because it allows us to feel like we're still making progress. So what happens there is, okay, now we're doing personal development, we're doing studying up, we're doing cleaning our desk, we can tell ourselves that we're doing something, but we're not actually doing something that's going to help move our business forward. right? So the solution to that one, have a list of tasks to do each day, ordered from the most important to the least important. Start at the top of your list and work your way down. And then the next way that I have of sabotaging your success is quitting. This is the ultimate way to sabotage your success. You can't achieve anything if you quit before you're successful. Many people have a habit of quitting right before they achieve that success. You're so close, but then you just quit before you see it come alive. So the solution to that is develop the habit of finishing what you start. Avoid caving into the fear that crops up when you're about to find out that you were successful or not. Right? Remember that you can always try again, regardless of the outcome. So, I know you're waiting to see if, okay, I did it. Is it successful? Did it work? That's, I think, where most people get scared. And you need to tell yourself that regardless of the outcome, you can do it again. You can find another way. You can do something else, right? You always can. So while it might not feel like it, self-sabotage is actually a great problem to have because you don't need to try to change anyone else. In fact, the entire issue is your responsibility. This might sound like a little disheartening because it's easier to change, but it is easier to change yourself than it is to change someone else. The person responsible for your success and failures is staring at you in the mirror every day. Self-sabotage is going to push us away from our deepest wants and desires. But there's no excuses because we are the ones who consciously control our own actions. Keep these tips in mind as you go through your day, and soon you're going to find yourself enjoying your successes instead of bemoaning your failures. Just remember, you got this. It's on you. You're responsible. You can make it happen. I mean, who else can you trust more than yourself? You already know you can do it, right? So just do it. So, hey, now I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these forms of self-sabotage in your life? What kinds of things help you to remember that or to stop yourself when you're doing this? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. I'm not seeing anybody live, but that doesn't mean anything. My app doesn't always show it to me. So if you are here live, thank you. Thank you for being here. And if you're watching the replay, thank you. I appreciate you. So go out there and have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.